Prisons are places meant to reform and rehabilitate its inmates. They are known as correctional institutions in the kingdom. But we have been receiving reports from Saudi prisoners and their families, and even prison guards, hospital staff, and people working in the Saudi courts and prosecution services that Saudi Arabia's prisons are severely overcrowded, rife with disease, crime, harassment, and more importantly, drugs. This recent covertly filmed video has attracted the attention of the Saudi authorities.
ما في صلاح ابدا، ما في صلاح. كل شيء جوا السجن، حبوب، حشيش، مخدرات، دبابات، كل شيء. شوالات، تراكترات، كل شيء.
والله قمر انت في جوال؟ ارفع راسك. لا قاعد بنفسك. كيف؟ خلاص تمام.
بس يدات
وجه يا اخي وجهك ما هو فيه.
يدات بس.
لا تطلع وجهك.
خير مالك ام الراي اليوم. طول.
بس ورانا فيديو.
خليك واقف.
يا فيديو.
هذا ضحايا السجن العام.
فيديو وما زال يضرب ويضرب. في وجهك هنا. هنا ودي.
في اليمين. شوف الدولة الآخر.
البودرة هي ولد.
Al-Qist has seen other videos too, and we are always receiving complaints about the drug abuse in Saudi prison system. We thought that this latest video would ensure that the government would finally resolve this issue once and for all. Unfortunately, the General Directorate of Narcotics Control has claimed that all the authorities can see in this video is just insulin.
Watching the video, I think it's unlikely that the substance being injected is actually insulin, on the basis that they appear to be looking for a vein to inject the medication or whatever it is into, rather than subcutaneous, which is how insulin is normally injected. Normally you'd inject insulin somewhere on the abdomen with just under the skin, whereas they can be seen to be looking for veins both on the arms and the legs. In one instance you can see the individual drawing back blood before he injects the substance, so very, very unlikely to be insulin, I think, on the basis of that. And it also, if you're using insulin, you'd be much more likely to be measuring out a precise amount and administering it to yourself. It's very unusual to have somebody else give you insulin, and to be not measuring it up and not giving a precise dose would be very dangerous and very unusual. It would also be very unusual to share insulin. It would be very unusual to inject somebody else with insulin, and it would be very dangerous. It is very dangerous to share needles like that. There's a high risk of transmitting blood-borne viruses, so that would be a very risky practice and not something that would be done in a medical setting at all. Also, the mixing of the blood like that with the substance and then re-injecting it, that's certainly not something you would ever do with insulin. It doesn't need to be mixed with anything. It comes in a liquid form and it can be injected directly under the skin. In the video you can see that they're using there's a white powder that they're mixing with something and then injecting into themselves, and insulin doesn't come as a powder, it comes as a liquid, so I think it's very unlikely.
We believe that the government has intentionally allowed drugs to get in the prison system. And according to several other reports we have received, prisoners have been given dangerous drugs to sedate them and to control their behavior. طب أنا بسألك بس من كأمانة يعني، هل فعلا الأدوية الثلاثة اللي أنا قلت لك عليها إنه فعلا أنتوا تعطوها للسجناء؟
إيه نعم.
طيب هل أنتوا كعسكري هل أنتوا تعرفون إنه إن المرضى إنهم يستخدموها كحاجة مدمنين عليها، وإنه يخلطوها على أشياء ثانية، وإنه مسببة لهم أدمان، وإنه يستخدموها كمخدر، وإن لها آثار جانبية كبيرة، وإنه ما مفترض أنها تعطى إلا تحت عناية الطبيب بكميات محدودة بعد كشوفات طبية، ولا تعرفون الكلام هذا ولا لا؟
لا ما نعرفه.
طيب إذا أنت كعسكري كيف تتجرأ إنك تشيل الدواء هذا وتسلمه للسجين؟
مو شرط الدكتور
يعني الطبيب يقول لك إنه عادي وما في خطورة.
شكرا.
The three medicines, all three of those act as sedatives. One of them is a benzodiazepine, a highly effective sedative, but with significant risks of people becoming addicted to that. So if you start taking it, you find that you need more and more to achieve the sedative effect. And if you try and stop taking it, then you can begin to withdraw from it and have symptoms of agitation and restlessness and insomnia as you try and stop taking the medication. So the other two are antipsychotics and sedatives, and are usually used in the treatment of schizophrenia, bipolar disorder and other psychiatric disorders. They do have sedative effects, and they are used occasionally in a medical setting as a sedative, but in those situations those two drugs actually have significant side effects that need to be monitored for. One of them requires regular blood testing to make sure that it's not suppressing the immune system, which can be potentially fatal. The second of which can also cause changes to the way that the heart conducts electricity and can cause fatal arrhythmias leading to cardiac arrest. So both of those two drugs would need very careful medical monitoring if they're going to be used regularly, and certainly shouldn't be used outside of a medical setting.
Not only does the government claim that the drug in question is only insulin, but they have also said to have discovered visitors smuggling drugs into prisons through food parcels, as well as accusing prisoners who are on dialysis to have stolen drugs from hospitals while receiving treatment. The authorities have even gone as far to claim that they once arrested a gang smuggling drugs into prisons using a remote-controlled helicopter.
This is simply unbelievable. The government must get on and deal with this very real and serious issue. They must not try to mislead the public and cover it up.